The security guarantees that the United States gives to the world, establishing this security system that really has been the framework for all of post-World War II politics, is very much beginning to fray. Over the last generation, the Republican Party, like the Democratic Party, has become much more focused on domestic policy, more concerned about limiting the size of the government than re-emphasizing what the government does. Well, the danger of it is that the world is suffering from American neglect. I mean, again, if we just look at the history of the world since 1945 to the end of the Cold War, that is the triumph of American power and American ideals. People are freer, more prosperous than at any time in human history, but this is not a system that sustains itself. And absent that key element of American leadership and American engagement in the world, we see the system slowly but continuously unraveling. Each threat is unique. You could contain Russian adventurism in Europe and it wouldn't help you in East Asia at all. Likewise, you could prevent China from throwing up military airfields on every reef in the South China Sea, and the Middle East would be entirely unaffected. So each one of these theaters, while there's overlap between them, is in many ways unique and distinct, and you can't just deter the Soviets or deter any single other power and expect to keep the system functioning. We've done a very thorough analysis of the size requirements for the U.S. Armed Forces predicated on that global set of missions. And just to sort of put it in round terms, I would say the force is only about 75 or 80% of what it needs to be. Our Army, for example, probably needs to have at least 600,000 soldiers on active duty and a similar size reserve to what it has. That the Army is currently less than 500,000, and the current budgetary trajectory would put it at 450 or even less. The change of administrations is one of the moments where a think tank earns its keep. It's very difficult to get a government to change course when it's already committed to a set of policies. So it's really a lot of times down to people outside the government to develop new ways of thinking about whether it's defense policy or social policy or economic policy, to refresh and to reinvigorate the government.